Luke, obviously this is a area where you grew up. You were, watching games here. What is this kind of like for you for this opportunity today? It must be.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I think, I haven't been here in like 5 years, but, growing up here, came to a lot of Leafs games when I was younger, and, Toronto is always a great place for me and my family to live.
When you first stepped out there, do sort of some of those memories come flowing back?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, a lot of memories out there, and just watching, the Leafs play growing up, and, a lot of really good memories. So, it's pretty cool to be out there, and it's going to be pretty cool to play the Leafs tonight.
I was going to say, just that part of it, right? Being able to play against that team. What do you think that will be like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be pretty cool. Obviously, my first time playing them, but at the end of the day, just another team, and we need the points. So, it's a big game for us and a big game for our team.
What's your favorite memory from here?
I don't know. I think I went to. I don't know, just growing up here, playing for the Marbros, playing in the GTHL, and just growing up and falling in love with the game, and I think when they used to chant "Jake the Snake" during the playoffs, and that one year, that was definitely a pretty cool memory. So.
What's the market, Toronto Hockey Mad, like? What's that about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the greatest places that celebrates hockey, and grow up here playing, and just playing in the GTHL, and trying to fall in love with the game and get better. Toronto loves its hockey, and it's really cool to live here.
What do you remember about Nylander living with you?
Nylander? Yeah. I don't know. He was young and we were really young, but he was a really nice guy, and I think he lived with us for like a month, and it was really cool. So.
Travis coached your brother in Vancouver. Obviously, when did you first meet him, and what was it like to sort of reconnect here?
Yeah, I mean, I met him, during training camp, so that was kind of the first time we met, talked in the summer once, but he's been great for a team, and just new ideas, and yeah, I mean, he's been really good so far.
How's that transition gone? Sometimes the assistant coach, not the good cop, bad cop, you go from good cop to something different as the head coach. How have you seen that transition?
I don't know. I think it's just normal transition. Obviously, you don't want to see anyone fired ever, and him just stepping in and doing what he can, and I think he's been good for our team.
What's going to be the key when it comes to going up against Austin tonight, trying to slow him down?
Yeah, I mean, they got some really skilled players on that team, and I think we just got to play our game and play full 60, and do as much as we can. So they're really good, and we got to have a good game.
Curtis, just getting out there today, obviously missed the last game. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, this time of year, I said bumps and bruises are just a thing. So just kind of manage the pain to get out there. Happy to be back. The team had a gutsy effort in Long Island, and we're looking to keep it going here in Toronto.
What did you like about, from obviously it's a very different vantage point, but just watching that type of effort, watching what Timo did after, what happened to
Nico.
Thank you.
Yes, I guess I watched the game better than you.
I was totally blanked out. Anyhow, go ahead.
It's awesome. Like what we talked about, the buy-in from guys up and down the lineup, throughout the game was awesome. And like you said, talking about Timo stepping up for Nico in that situation, I don't think any of us kind of liked that hit, but the response was awesome. It just shows, that we're a tight-knit group in this locker room. We'd like to see a little bit more of it, of course, but those situations, you kind of got to manage the game and whatnot. But it was a great job by him, and it really gave our group life.
What's it like, having to play a team like Toronto? They've got a lot of skill, just like you guys have a lot of skill up front. But what is that like, especially in your type of role, where you're trying to shut some of
What's
those
my
guys
role,
down?
non-skilled?
Wow, getting chirped all kinds today.
No, it's a great challenge. We haven't seen these guys all year. It's kind of crazy with the schedule, but like you said, a lot of skill. They play with a lot of pace. They transition the puck great, and any turnovers that we have, they look to attack right away. So for us, that puck management side is very important. I think in playing to our structure, I think you can tell, we're assertive. We're hunting pucks. We're forechecking well. Kind of finding that identity over these past few games. Good things are going to happen. We believe in our room as we can beat any team on any given night once we show up. So mentally be ready, physically be ready to execute, and be ready to skate.
So who is your favorite Hughes?
Good question. Yeah, welcome back.
Honestly, like, what do you think of the Hughes family? I thought you were going to say the mom, Ellen. So
Honestly, I didn't think it was a real question. Yeah, they're great people, great family, obviously great hockey players, and it's a joy to coach great players in general, but fortunate to have been able to coach all three.
How do you approach the second opportunity to coach? Like, how are you different from the first time go around?
I think it's like anything in life. You get better when, the more you do things. I had a break. You get to look back at yourself and evaluate yourself in certain areas. I think that's important, not just in hockey or all wakes of life, to improve. And I think I'm a better coach today than I was.
What did you do for that year and a half? Were you in the game, or did you want to totally unplug? Like, what did you?
I unplugged for a while. I studied the game a lot. I always have. Watched a lot of hockey. Went over to Europe a few times and did some coaching, helping with other teams over there, and just got ready for another opportunity.
Travis, you came back as an assistant, and
Yeah.
It's always a dilemma, guys of your stature. Do I wait for the HC
Right.
or do I get back in? Can you walk us through your decision there?
Yeah, for me, I wanted to coach. I love coaching. Obviously, the Devils have a real bright future, and coaching with Lindy was, to me, was going to be another way to learn and get better as well. And this is not the way I envisioned being behind the bench as a head coach. But you don't. Sometimes things happen, and it's been a process from day one since I've been behind the bench to install my thoughts on coaching and how teams should play, and I like the way we're progressing.
you moved around. Every player moves around a lot in their career. That's one thing. What's it like to move around as a coach? What's to switch teams?
I don't know. I don't think it's much different. When you love the game and you love playing or you love coaching, that's just part of it when you're in the pro sport.
How do you memories come back here for you as a player?
Great ones. It's a great place to play. Obviously, the passion in the city. Every player likes to come and play here against the Leafs. I remember that well, and as a player. But I think every player enjoys playing for the Leafs as well. Special place.
How do you look back at Vancouver? You were there for a long time. A lot of stuff happened. The pandemic, everything. Like, how do you look back? How do you process that period?
It's a great period of my life. Went into a team that was, we were just talking about it yesterday. People forget the Sedins were playing, and I got to coach the Sedins, got to coach through some really young, really good players, and had a real good playoff run. And obviously things didn't go the way you want at the end, but nothing but great memories in Vancouver.
Jake Allen, good to go
Yep.
through moderation.
Yep.
Expectation is that Curtis Lazar will be able to play today.
Looks like he'll be in. Yeah.
What do you see the key to success tonight against this Leafs team?
Well, it's no secret they're one of the better teams in the league. They've got a lot of skill. They're fast. They can make plays. We've been talking about our game a lot in the last 10 to 11 games, how we have to play to have success, and we're going to have to be on top of our game. There's not one area that you have to be good at. You got to be good in all areas to beat teams like this.
You say you studied the game. I'm sure you studied your current team. What was this? You guys it was such a great group last year. Where was the slip, and how do you get back to that? Is it just getting saves, or what's the?
Well, I think there's numerous things that go into winning and losing. They had a great run last year, and like you've seen it before with a lot of young teams where you come back and expectations are high, and things can turn fast. We did have a bunch of injuries that our team went through. I don't think you can just pinpoint it on one thing, but I do know that being around this group, they're hungry to win, they're hungry to learn, and they're still very young. And, the Devils have a bright future.
What's the ceiling for Luke Hughes?
It's high. Yeah, he's. I don't ever like to make comparables or put pressure on players, but he's a great young talent. He's like Quinn, but a lot different in ways, and he's just a very special talent, and he's going to have a long career in the league, and the ceiling's high.
What's the biggest difference? I guess size, or what we get?
Yeah, obviously he's a bigger guy. He's a different player. He skates a little different. His play with the puck's a bit different as well. He defends different than Quinn, and but he's humble, a lot like Quinn, which is always what you want to see out of young players, and he's hungry to learn.
Have
having won 3 of 4. Like, what's your sense in terms of the urgency of the group going into this one?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to have a lot of urgency in your game at this time of year, so I expect that out of our group.